Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to another edition of the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel. Today I start the first of my series called Music You've Heard 1,000 Times But Never Really Heard. And this is a game I like to play with people who come over my house and have never sat down and listened to music on a turntable, on vinyl records, or a decent stereo system. And a lot of people listen to it through their earbuds and they tell me I'm perfectly happy with the way everything sounds through my earbuds or whatever. And I'm like, well, come over sometime. I'll play you a couple of songs off some albums that you'll know very well, and you can let me know what you think. I've yet to have anybody tell me that they weren't blown away by the sound of playing the song on the vinyl. I'm playing on a Rega Planer 1, going through a shit audio preamp, going into a Mackie board, and then into two Yamaha HS7 studio monitors. So it sounds pretty good. It's a pretty decent setup for what I have. I use it just for listening to vinyl. I have a completely different system for my CDs and DVDs and so forth. What I'm going to do is in these brief installments, I'm going to keep them very short videos, but I'm going to go over 3 vinyl records that the music on them you have not heard until you've listened to them, in my opinion, on vinyl. And this includes the CD. They don't sound good as good on CD. They do not sound good streaming. The vinyl record is what truly does these records justice, okay? So, number 1 of songs and music you've heard 1,000 times but never really heard, Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. If you have not heard this on vinyl, you've not heard it. Great album all the way through. Probably my favorite Elton John record. But it's got classics on it. So the songs the Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. So when I play those songs, which everybody's heard 1,000 times, and I put them on the turntable, and they sit back and I turn it up and they listen to it, they're like, wow, I never heard those instruments before. I never heard the vocals sound that warm and that good. I never noticed the acoustic guitars, how bright they sound and how the mix is done. This is one of those records that you have not heard, music you've heard 1,000 times but have never heard. This is one of them you got to get. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Elton John. You'll be blown away at how it sounds and how many times you've heard Candle in the Wind or Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and you haven't really heard the music. The next one that I like to play, popular song, 70s song, heard all the time on classic rock radio, Gerry Rafferty, the original pressing here, City to City, and of course the 2 hits on this that you hear all the time, Baker Street and Right Down the Line. Baker Street, great song. You've never heard it until you've heard it on this vinyl record, played on a decent system. You can listen to it all day long on your streaming, on your radio, or wherever else you're going to hear it, but you're not going to hear the percussion and the horns and the warmth of the vocals on this record. You're never going to hear it like it's meant to be heard, with the beautiful mix that they've got on here and the way it was produced, the artwork. This is really a work of art. And this particular record is probably iconic of 70s pop rock music. And so this is one of those records that you haven't heard the song until you've heard it on vinyl. And the third record that I'm going to do on this one, again, I'm just going to keep it to 3 records per episode, just to keep these about 7 minutes long. That seems about what people will spend time watching. Is Journey Escape. And I talked about this on my last video where I have my vinyl 2021 review, but you've got 3 songs right in a row here. Don't Stop Believin', Stone in Love, and Who's Crying Now, and of course the Open Arms on the last song on side 2. You've not heard Journey until you've heard this particular record on vinyl and listened to it. It's a great recording. The guitars sound just punchy. The vocals are just warm, but they cut through, and you really hear the definition of his vocals on this record. And this is what made this band so good. Yeah, they were pretty good live, but what really turn people on is the art of the recording of these. And you took this record home and you sat down and you put it on your turntable, and when it came through your speakers, you were just blown away because it was recorded so well. The guitar sounds so great, the lead guitar is so good, the drums, everything is just like I said, the vocals really stand out on this. You haven't heard Steve Perry's vocals until you've heard it on this vinyl. This is another original pressing I've had for years. So those are my three. You haven't heard it until you've heard it on vinyl. Music you've heard 1,000 times but haven't heard: Journeys, Escape, Gerry Rafferty, and Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, Elton John. 3 albums, songs that you've heard 1,000 times but have never really heard until you heard them on vinyl. So there you go. That's episode 1. We'll talk to you next time.